Watercooler. Watercooler. Watercooler.
Hello and welcome to Watercooler, episode number 275. Or as everyone else knows, 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 68.
Jesus.
Oh my God, we're one episode away from the four-banger.
I'm tingling.
Four-banger, bro.
I'm stoked. I'm so many stoked. It's just raining on me. Woo! For anybody who is still tuned in, thank you so much. My name's Chris Laxamana. You know how the show goes. I kick it with Caelan Biehn.
What's going on?
Caelan.
Yeah.
Low energy Caelan. We'll talk about that in a sec. Gary Smith.
What's up?
Matt Fondiler.
Hey, brother.
And Mike Dawson.
What's crapping?
I think we should be asking low energy Caelan. Caelan,
Bit low energy today.
what's going on, man?
I feel like shit, dude.
Did you get a vaccine, though?
Yeah, I got a
That's
vaccine.
why.
I got a
Yeah.
vaccine yesterday, and I am just so dizzy, and my whole body aches.
You don't think it was Drew getting in your head?
Well, the worst part about it is the real side effects or whatever are supposed to come after the second dose. That's when most people say.
No,
Did you get a
Not
Moderna?
necessarily.
Pfizer.
Okay. I heard the same thing about the Moderna.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about Moderna too. Is that it's supposed to be after the second shot you get the flu.
Because I think
that's what they
Jen
said.
got her side effects from after the first one. She felt it.
Oh, I was hearing that it was after the second one. I didn't think Drew got in my head. I mean, he did, obviously, but
Let's rewind it just a little bit. Caelan told Drew, "Hey, I'm getting my vaccine on Sunday," and Drew's response "You're going to feel like shit."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't very nice about it.
Yeah,
After Caelan walked away, I was kind of like, "Hey, man, what's
Zero-
up?" And he was like, "It's gonna fuck him up."
zero bedside manner with Caelan Biehn, which we have to appreciate.
He keeps it real. He's a doctor.
Yeah,
yeah.
Got to respect that.
yeah. Maybe
I
got in
forgot
your
what
head
I
a
was
little
gonna
bit.
say. Yeah. Yeah.
But-
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Oh, but I actually wasn't even feeling that bad this morning. But for some reason, maybe it's just because I was just really busy this morning. I was a little late because I saw my hematologist as well earlier today. All kind of good news there. But then we started the show and I ate lunch, and after that, I just started feeling really, really shitty.
Now, did your lunch have anything disgusting on it?
Not that I noticed, but then Chris got into my head a little bit after that. Too.
Really?
They couldn't have laid any eggs by the time I got in there.
Okay, we have to explain that, Caelan. You can't just do that. What happened was it was Caelan's idea to go to In-N-Out for lunch today, which I
More
mean,
so Dawson's, but yeah.
who's going to say no to that?
Caelan called burgers. I called In-N-Out.
Okay,
All right,
enough
so it was a
said.
team effort.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody's upset about In-N-Out. But what happened, at least with me, was Ryan went on the run to get the food. He brings it back. Now we're doing ACS and the Grill Show, and also we're doing an extra thing with Netflix right before that, and they're lined up back to back, and I'm kind of producing both things, and I am producing both things, and so I didn't have a chance to get back to my burger in time. So I got to my burger about 2 hours after it was brought, and I got the lettuce wrapped burger, Caelan, yeah, protein style they call it, and I went to grab it. Of course, the thing's ice cold. It's just been sitting out for a couple hours. And I think, all right, whatever. Nothing new. Caelan knows he's produced the Corolla Show every once in a while. You don't get a hot meal when you produce the Corolla Show.
It took me a while to get mine, but luckily not 2 full hours.
Yeah.
I think I got mine about 20 minutes after it came in the building.
Yeah, because you're really that busy. So I pull the burger, I grab the burger, I put it on the plate, and about 10 fruit flies fly out from inside of the burger.
Ooh.
And they're just hovering, just taunting me right in front of my face because they just kind of just like to hover, stay still in midair.
Yeah, they want to know, are you going to eat the rest of that?
So that
Yeah.
was it for that burger.
They're looking at me and they're just like, "Enjoy, buddy.
Try it.
Yeah, enjoy our sloppy seconds."
Yeah.
And
So the story ends right here because you immediately threw it away.
Nah, you ate it.
I'm I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. Go ahead. And I think. And let me bring it back even a little bit farther. There is nothing. Okay, there's very little more disappointing than not getting food that you thought you were getting. Whether it's I get food and they made it with they put tomatoes in it and I didn't want tomatoes, or they put ketchup on it. I'm allergic to ketchup. And you get back to your house or work or whatever, you unwrap it and there it is. Now you can't eat the food that's in front of you that you were expecting to have. I don't know. It's a weird thing where it's just
rough.
I get very upset about it.
We all do.
We all do.
Yeah. Gary, it happened to Gary the other day.
Yeah, fucking ruined my day for like 2 hours. I got over it, but I was a fucking asshole for like 2 hours.
Gary-
In and out.
Yes, ironically, it was in and out.
Last time we got it.
What happened?
Take a deep breath.
Both of these 2 trips, I sent the exact same order to the person who was doing the lunch run, and 2 wildly different things showed up. The first time, it was just something I wanted something specific, and it had a bunch of other shit on there. It wasn't a big deal, but it was frustrating.
It's weirdly frustrating to the point where Gary put the full burger back in the thing and said, "It's up for grabs if anybody wants," and walks away. I mean, look, you get grumpy. Yeah. I get grumpy. So I'm looking at this thing, and I'm just defeated. I haven't had a day off in a very long time.
Yeah, you just got back from travel.
Yeah, and so I slowly walk the burger back to Caelan and Matt's office, and I tell them what happened. 10 fruit flies just flew out of this thing. What do I do? What do you guys think? And well, my initial question is, do you think they laid eggs? Because I'm fine if the fruit flies landed on it and then flew away.
Now here's a
That's
question.
not what they do, though.
Here would be my thing. As soon as you say out loud "lay eggs" in association with your lunch, that's it. It's got to be trash. If you have to wonder about that, we're done.
Do you
It's
think
in and out.
it's in and out?
I don't know what that means in context of what I was saying.
I think
I get your point.
the fact that it's cold in and out may make it a little easier to throw away. But
Honestly,
it's
the
still in
cold
and out.
protein burgers are still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And here's the main point. You get a shitload of acid in your stomach.
There you go.
You're not gonna fucking. This is not gonna hurt you.
I'm not going to burp baby fruit flies.
The fruit fly eggs. You're not gonna all of a sudden burp fruit flies. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to, because I gave you some pretty sound advice.
Yeah.
If at all,
phone,
they're gonna
everyone.
come out of your eyes.
No, he won't.
So Matt,
Fruit flies will come out of your eyes
Yeah.
when they hatch.
Caelan looks at me when I ask the initial question, "Did they lay eggs?" And Caelan goes, "I don't know. You should be eating." He's kind of leaning like towards like, "I'm sorry, man. You're SOL right now." But Matt,
I feel like I asked, do they lay eggs that quickly? Was my initial
and
response.
which we confirmed they do. Like, I mean,
I
fruit
wa-
flies just do nothing but reproduce. That is why they are here. Like, they just want to reproduce.
I'm normally all about, just go for it anyway. As you know, the trash food every once in a while isn't that bad.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's very edible. But yeah, once you said lay eggs, then I confirmed that fruit flies lay eggs very quickly. That made me change my tune.
The problem here is the word lay. No one has a problem with an egg on their burger, but if somebody lays eggs on your burger, then you could be
that's
in
very
trouble,
true. There
right?
there are eggs on burgers all over the
Correct.
country
We're
right
all
now.
fine with an egg on your burger.
That'd be a protein style with extra protein in most places.
The fruit fly was mainly after the lettuce, right? It wasn't after the burger.
I could see the fruit fly going for the tomato and the lettuce, and then taking a taste of that sauce and the meat, and just like, I've had my whole life all wrong.
Yeah.
This is
And that's exactly what happened when the first one called its 9 friends.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. They brought the whole posse. So Caelan's like, do they lay eggs that fast? I think they do. Ugh, I don't know about it, man. But Matt, what did you say?
I agree that they probably did lay eggs in the burger. And at first I said you should probably throw that out. And the look that you gave me was as if you just seen Bambi for the first time. And you saw Bambi's mother slaughtered before your very eyes.
Right.
That's how devastated you were. And then I stopped both of us in our tracks and I said, or you could just cut half that burger off.
Yeah.
Just cut the entrance to the cave. You know what I mean?
Is that what you did?
That's what Matt said,
In and out.
and that's what I did.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And then you proceeded to wait about an hour, and the two of you had a fucking conference where you were trying to reassure yourselves that this was the right answer to make, and you were like sitting there enabling yourselves, going back and forth like, yeah, man, I couldn't have laid eggs on that half of the burger. Yeah, man, totally. You're like, no, it was a good idea that you cut that part off. You guys are insane. You should not have eaten that.
To be clear, there was no risk for me in this process.
No, I understand. Chris is the insane one, but you're
here's
an
the thing.
enabler.
I just took a COVID test. I'm negative. I feel invincible right now.
That's right.
And
Today's the day, baby.
So I cut off the half of the burger that I assumed would have had the fruit fly eggs.
I mean, we all know that In-N-Out puts a lot of tomato on there. There's a lot of fixins. The fly's not going to be able to get past a certain point.
Yeah, it gets pretty dense about
Yeah.
a third of the way in. So I cut it at the halfway point just to be safe.
All that for just a little bug.
10.
See, if it was Dawson's World, you would have just eaten the burger completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, I enjoyed the burger, and I weirdly do feel like crap, but I don't know if that's in my head or not, Caelan.
It's all
I
psychosomatic
don't
from Caelan now. Caelan is it's got a projecting his force field of feeling. I'm feeling like shit now too.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so anyway, that was lunch. But
that's what's on the menu.
I'm not really that worried about it. I had some pretty bad luck last week. On Thursday, after the day after we recorded the last Patreon show, I was heading into work, blew out my my driver's side tire on the Prius. Get out, have to put the spare on, which is
What's the disparity between, because those tires are tiny anyway.
The
Yeah.
disparity.
What's the
The
disparity
disparity of the spare.
of the
Yeah.
spare, the
Yeah,
disparity
what's
of
the
the spare
disparity?
of the disparity. It's not much.
Yeah, it's the same
It's
fucking
not much.
tire.
Yeah, well, but one has air. Like one you can drive on, and one is not crushing your rim
I understand
or
that.
your tire, your wheel. So
I understand that.
yeah, it's not much. It's not much. So I put the spare on. And by the way, the jack that the Prius comes with, I realized that I don't know where it went, but I'm missing a piece to for the leverage. So
This
now,
sounds like it's going to be a problem.
so I'm trying, and I'm on a slant a little bit. So I put the jack, I put it in the jack point, I jack the car up, and the whole thing is kind of now at an angle, which is kind of making me nervous.
Good, with good reason.
Yeah, so of course I'm just slowly seeing the jack just slowly at an angle, and then all of a sudden just like boom, just fall. My car just comes crashing down right after I get it all the way up to the right point. I thought, well, good thing I wasn't under there, and good thing the other tire's still on, the original tire. And then so I kind of just have to drive it slowly to a flat place to do it. Jack it back up, put the spare on, take it back to my tire shop, which I had a warranty, and they said, like, if anything happens, let us know. We could fix flat, we could do whatever. I take it back. They're like, it'll be an hour and a half. Just even look at it. There's a long line in front of you. And I'm already late for work. I text Corolla. I text Matt, like, hey, guys, had an issue with my tire right now. I'm going to be working from this tire shop. Whatever. So it takes about an hour 45 to finally get to me. The guy comes up, and he's just like, hey, I know we're under warranty, but that tire's pretty effed up, and we have to now replace it completely. We can't fix it. And I said, fine. They go back, and I'm still late for work, so I'm like now it's like really getting to me. Adam's asking me, where are you? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, look, man, I can't drive anywhere. And like, I had to go back to the old tire place. And then the guy comes back, and he goes, yeah, so we don't have your tire. Like another 15 minutes later. And I'm like, sweet. He's like, we can replace it with another tire if you want. It'll be a different brand. But and I just looked at him like, will I notice? Will I notice? And he's like, you won't notice. I'm like, great. So they replace the tire. I finally get in the car, and now I'm off to work.
Just that one tire.
That one tire, the driver's side tire, is the one that's different and brand new. I swear I freaking notice. I don't know if it's my OCD, whatever, or just because it's in my head. I swear I can feel that tire is different.
Feel like you're up a little bit higher than the rest of the car?
Yeah, I feel like I could feel the road more with it. I don't know what it was. And what kind of scared me is I thought it was going to be expensive. It was $80 for the whole thing.
Yeah, that seems
So
way too cheap.
I think they gave me a really cheap tire. Whatever. So I'm on the way to work, and now I'm speeding over, and I'm driving down Riverside Drive, and as I'm driving, I see a cop kind of hidden between like a fence and like another car. And I see him on the motorcycle with the speed gun. And I'm like, shit. So I kind of just slowly like put my brake on, try to slow down a little bit, but it was too late.
Game over.
Too late. I saw him pop out, come after me, and he pulled me over for going 54 in a 35, which, look, I know.
Riverside Drive should not be 35
Technically, I
miles
was
an hour.
speeding, but I was going the flow of traffic, and it was just unfortunate. Like, it freaking sucks. So I'm trying to talk my way out of a ticket now because, God, this is going to be expensive. I'm still dealing with, like, the wedding stuff. It's all coming in my head now. Like, I don't even have a wedding venue planned. I'm like, I lost all that money from that. And I'm late for work, so I'm trying to do a sob story. Talk my way out of a ticket.
Show a little skin.
Show a little
Right.
cleavage.
Respect the women.
And I tried to. I'm like, look, I just blew out my tire. I was supposed to be at work three hours ago. My boss is yelling at me. I'm really sorry, sir. Like, I appreciate everything you do. I don't usually speed. I'm usually a lot, and I didn't. I apologize. It's just a weird situation. Is there any way we can overlook this? Yeah, I'm gonna need your registration as well as your insurance. Okay. Well, here you go. And like, look, I mean, there's nothing to argue with. I was speeding. Like, I tried, and then he's like, comes back and he's like telling me, okay, well, look, I'm sure you have a great story. If you want to talk about it with a judge, you go to court here. You go to court on this day, and you can let the judge know, and they can see if they'll let it go. And I went, okay. And now in my head, I'm thinking, there's always that thing where if you go to court and the cop doesn't show up, you're free to go.
That's right.
So I look at him with a little bit of a slight grin. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you very much. Are you going to be there? Trying to feel him out. Because if he goes, I probably won't be there, that's sweet. And then I totally fight it. He looks at me and goes, I'm there all the time.
They're paid to be there.
I'm always there.
And
I'm like,
very rarely do cops.
I
It
know.
happens. You always hear those stories, but
Right?
that's a rarity.
yeah. So now I get to deal with that. So it was a pretty rough morning.
And then you got to work.
And then I got to work. And I tell Jen, I'm like, so tire blew out. Also got a speeding ticket. Like 2 hours later, got a speeding ticket, and she just responds, "Oh my God, let's get you a drink tonight. I feel so bad." And I'm like, "Can't gout." So
Got her.
yeah, so it was a rough Thursday, but did end up going to Reno over the weekend. Shout out to all the Reno Bobo boys. Appreciate meeting you guys. And things are starting to look up. We get to LAX. We all meet at LAX for the flight, and Alaska upgrades my flight because Matt always throws me in a coach. He's always throwing me in a coach. He goes,
I gotta
Adam,
save the money, okay?
Adam, August, go first class, go premium, go exit row, whatever. Chris, get to the back.
Well, listen, don't make me make a joke about your stature, but let's be honest. You don't need the first class 6 inches.
You don't know that.
And by the way, there's first class going to Reno?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
But Matt got August and Adam premium seats. And
The most premium.
Other
people were so jealous of how premium their seats were.
They're quite premium.
What's that, like a 90, 100-minute flight?
65.
We gotta save money for Chris.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt's always saving money for Chris. I don't care. But I hear my name over the thing. Well, Chris, Laxamana, please report to the front. And I'm talking to Adam Oxford. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I already checked in. I don't know what's going on.
You're getting booted from this flight, baby.
I go to the front.
You must be this tall to ride.
And the
I'm sorry.
I'll let it breathe. And the lady at the front just kind of pulls me in. She's like, "Hey,
are your parents here?"
That one's actually good. I like that. She goes, "Hey, I saw that you were traveling with 2 premium seaters, and I wanted to let you know that I upgraded your seat so you could sit with your friends."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and it was very nice. So she sat me 1 row in front of Adam and August. But as I'm sitting on the plane, right before I take my seat, put my bag up at the top, I hear just the person sitting next to me. What's the Adam Carolla show? I'm sorry, I'm doing an Adam impression. It's a drunk chick. What's the Adam Carolla show? And because I'm wearing my Adam Carolla show jacket. And she's so loud. She's yelling it. But, she's wearing a mask. And these masks, when you wear masks, it muffles your voice a lot. I know you guys went out to eat. Your waiter probably had a mask, and maybe you had trouble hearing them. Or I went to Starbucks the other day. They have the plexiglass and the mask.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything that they were saying to me. So her voice, I don't even know how loud it would be. Sans mask, this one is just cutting right through. And she's like, "Who's Adam Carolla? Who is that?" And Adam is directly behind her. Never heard of him.
Right.
And I'm just there with you. That's cool. He's a very funny comedian. Now, will you stop? And she's just drunk. She's knitting beanies on the whole trip.
I heard this story, and I had one just burning question. Was she attractive?
No, I'm basing it based on what I've been hearing.
I'm really feeling no.
There is a hipster generation that could be knitting beanies, though.
Yeah.
Totally.
I will not say whether or not she was attractive, because I don't know. She had half a mask on. The upper half, I could see how people might find her.
The upper half.
The upper half of her face?
So she had big boobs.
It's too late.
Her face. I said,
Her face.
The upper half of her face.
She had pretty eyes. Then.
She did have pretty eyes. She had pretty eyes. Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
just looking for a silver lining. She had pretty eyes.
We keep it raw.
Yeah. And
Respect all women.
and she's talking about hey, I upgraded these. Well, anyway, she's kind of outlandish and very talkative to the point where I wanted to work on editing Corolla Classics during this flight. I did not get the chance because she was in my ear the whole time talking, and she did that thing where she's like, I make all my friends through travel.
Oh,
she says
God.
that.
Oh.
All my closest friends, I've met them on planes. And I said, now I'm subconscious about my social skills. Like, God, how awful of a person am I to not make friends with the person that makes all of her friends on planes? Like, she obviously has a good skill and a good record of this. So if I'm not friends with her,
You flunked the test.
there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I am answering her questions politely. I may toss in a follow-up question to the conversation. That's fine. A lot of it is trying to explain who Adam Carolla is while Adam's right behind her and can hear her very clearly, which is awkward. And then she goes, look, I'm going to tell you the truth. I got these premium seats. I upgraded because we get a free drink. We get one free drink on this flight.
Here we go.
And I'm like, nice. So we're watching all the drinks getting passed out to first class. They get to us, and they just hand us waters. And she is looking at this. She's drunk, by the way. She's looking at this like, oh, hell no. So she presses that little button that calls the other flight attendant. She's like, I got this. And
I like this girl.
And by the way, she's talking so loudly, and Adam confirmed this. I'm like, people think we're together. People think we know each other. We're probably dating. We're together. I get it. Like, this is... you're way too comfortable with me right now. So she's like, I got this. So the flight attendant comes up. She's like, yes, may I help you? And she goes, and she just says the thing like, look, I upgraded for premium because I was promised a free drink. Sorry, the flight's too long. The flight attendant says, I mean, the flight's too short, and we don't have time to pass out drinks to everybody. But I called on the phone, and they told me that you give me a drink. Sorry, we can't do it. We cannot do it. And she's like, look, I don't mean to be a Karen. She actually says that, but I need my drink. I need a drink. This was a promise to me. I paid extra. This is unfair. And I'm just so stone cold silent and uncomfortable, wildly uncomfortable because the flight
Is she
attendant,
on the aisle?
Oh, it's just 2 seats, so it's just she's on the window talking across me to the window. Yeah. Through me. They're both talking through me.
You can't just stare out a window and like zone out. I'm not part of this.
He's got to be in the middle.
I'm getting hit by verbal shrapnel from both sides, and eventually the flight attendant goes, "Hold on, let me go check what we can do." And she walks to the other flight attendant. They go behind the curtain, like where they serve their drinks. They close the curtain, and they're in there for like 3 minutes. And then this girl's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean." She's telling me now, "I didn't mean to be a Karen or anything, but we need our drinks."
She got less attractive. The Karen.
Well, then the flight attendant walks back up, and she goes, "What would you like to drink? We'll give all the premium seats drinks." And she's like, "Thank you. I'll have an IPA."
Nice.
And then the flight attendant looks at me. "What would you like?" And I look at her. I'm going, "I will have the same." Like, that sounds great. And then, no joke, the next 4 aisles, they asked for drinks, and they all got drinks. So we all have beers and wines in our hands.
Hero.
And she turns around and she raises her glass and she just goes, "Cheers, everybody."
everybody.
And everybody's drink just goes into the air. We're like, "Cheers!" Yeah. And straight up just a hero.
She did a good deed.
Hero.
Yeah, well done.
And really just made that flight totally worth it.
That's
amazing.
awesome. That's how she makes her friends on planes.
That's-
Let's drink. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, lady, let's hang.
The fact that she also just like wanted everyone to acknowledge that this was because she worked it out. It was well deserved.
Yeah. I don't even think she wanted the acknowledgement.
She just wanted
she just wanted a drink,
Yeah,
dude.
she just wanted cheers.
She
She was, if she did not get a drink on that flight, she was rapidly approaching a hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
That's
like,
true,
I got to
too.
keep this fucking train rolling. I'm getting a fucking drink.
Yeah.
I would have loved for one of the flight attendants to accidentally, like they do in a movie, like accidentally have the overhead mic on and not realize it while the 2 flight attendants are trying to figure out whether or not we're going to give this bitch a drink.
So anyway, I do more Reno stories. I'll tell some more in Patreon. But let's get to our comments already because we got a lot of comments. I know we got a Shay. We got a lot to do here today. So but yeah, once again, thanks to everybody in Reno. Thanks to the drunk chick who got me a beer on the plane. And
Who's clearly a listener and doesn't know who Adam Carolla is.
you know what is weird is we kind of made fun of her on the Adam Carolla show, and I had her in front of me download the Adam Carolla Show or subscribe to the podcast. I'm like, you want to hear it? It's very funny. I think you'll like it. It's a great show. So the first podcast that she hears will probably be us making fun of her on the show, which, I mean, some people like, I guess.
Chris, one last question before you get to it. Did you exchange numbers or email addresses?
No.
Wow.
Why?
After all that about you're a bad person if you don't make friends with her and you didn't make friends with her?
Did she ask?
She did ask. Well, she.
Then you are a bad person.
That's even worse.
No. Here's the thing. I was being very coy. She did start following me on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
If that helps. She found me on Instagram.
That's
there you
exchanging
go.
info these days.
Yeah, it is. I don't want it to sound like, yeah, we exchanged numbers.
No, I get it.
Like August is like, hey, she come to your wedding, bro? Like, so I'm like, all right, dude. What the hell, man?
That's great. Did you know August also sent us a picture of you standing next to a overly sized chair?
Oh, he sent that?
Yeah, he emailed that to Matt and I and said the man is mostly Hobbit or some shit. And Matt and I were out partying with our friends and we were just like,
August
this
is
is our boss.
I have a picture of August at the same chair sitting in it. So very weird.
Oh, someone's got to Photoshop those two pictures
that was
together.
in the lobby of the hotel we were staying. There was a oversized chair. You know, some places just have those oversized chairs.
And Adam said, Chris, go stand next to that.
No,
August, take a picture.
No, Adam wasn't there. August and Chris, go stand next to it.
Oh, my God.
And then August would sit in it, and then that was actually our meeting point whenever we had to...
Ooh, watch yourself, it's the claw!
Whenever we had to meet there. It's like, okay, meet at the giant chair? All right. So that was our meeting point.
I just love that his idea after getting that photo is like, I'm going to blow Matt and Gary's mind.
He does like to pat himself on the back every once in a while. All right, here we go. Listener comments.
Now it's time for listener comments.
All right. Here we go. So, these are all comments. These are all comments.
There we go.
And client mail from our Facebook group.
The first part.
Just
From our Facebook group, and that is facebook.com/groups/Boba Army Worldwide LLC. If you'd like to join,
Nation.
just answer a few questions. Do not, Dawson, stop it. We're trying to grow the Boba Boy community here. Can't give them wrong URLs. Answer a few questions to get in and join in on the community, on the fun. We'll let you know. All right, let's start it off with Rich McKinney. First off, he's been kind of chronicling smoking a brisket. He has been chronicling smoking a brisket, and it looked like it came out delicious. He said if we ever are in town, he'll smoke us a brisket and give us barbecue. So that's very nice. Thanks, Rich.
Nice.
what town?
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's
I imagine he's the guy who sang the country song with his kid, so I imagine it's one of a southern state, I guess.
Are you being statist right now?
No. Oh yeah, I guess he may
can't
be
be from
from
California?
Montana.
Chris
I
is
guess they're kind of
profiling
Montana.
again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, he also writes, I just subscribed to Patreon.
Hey, Patreon.com/Watercooler.
That's right. He says, I'm so mad at myself for not doing this sooner. So much great content in just the first 3 episodes. I have so much to catch up on. And the reason I read this quote, thank you, Rich, by the way, I'm glad you're enjoying the Patreon episodes, is last Wednesday when we recorded the Patreon episode, we were missing a guy. Caelan Biehn. Mm-hmm. He was out.
I was.
I was worried.
Were they worried, Caelan?
I think so. They seemed worried.
Yeah, what happened? After the show.
So, yeah, last Wednesday was St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
and my girlfriend's family, they're Irish, so that was a big thing for them. So I was asked to be home extra early that day, and
Got to get drinking started.
Yeah, dude, get this
Family
beer,
tradition.
dude.
and I was trying to get the water cooler going so I could at least, be a part of the first half, but Adam was here a lot, so we didn't have the opportunity to start. So I'm sorry I did miss Patreon.
We missed you. Did you hear about PJA?
I didn't. You know what happened was I came in the next day and you, Matt, and Gary were doing the Adam and Drew show, and I was like, "Hey, how was Patreon? How did it go?" And Matt was like, "Oh, it was super funny. We were doing this bit with Chris. We had to go, but we're keeping him around, and yeah, it was fun." And I go, "Oh, okay, good." And then I was about to leave, and Gary said, while looking at his computer, "Yeah, it was probably the most fun show we've done in a long time." I just kind of stared. Oh, okay. I hear you. I hear how it is. And then I just walked away.
Caelan, typically when somebody misses a show, we always kind of tease each other like, dude, it was the best show we've ever had, man. I'm glad you were there. So Caelan comes to me after this, and he's just like, look, He tells me the story and he's like, I thought Gary was doing that bit that we do. Like, it was the most fun show ever, and usually we all laugh afterward. But he was just staring at his computer and didn't look back, and I think he was serious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think to Gary's credit, we kind of get in the zone during those Adam and Drew shows. You know,
I 100% was serious, and I feel horrible. I had no idea this happened. I'm really sorry. I was asked a question, I gave an honest answer, and fucking asshole. Sorry, man.
I know how you feel. It's all right.
Well, anyway, it was
fun.
It was a really great show.
PJA is PPV. That's all you need to know.
All right, Chase Fuller has a hypothetical for us. He says 50 people versus a grizzly bear in an enclosed, locked pole barn. The only thing available to the people is clothes on their back. Who wins? You can't choose the people. Just 50 random people above the age of 18. How say you? Who wins in a battle to the death?
see, I'm feeling like, we're pro puppy here. I don't know how I feel about a hypothetical innocent bear being caged up and slaughtered by people. I'm not sure if I have a real...
There is no cage.
who's
You're
gonna
just
get slaughtered?
you're in a barn. A pole barn? What the fuck's a pole barn? Anyway,
What is a pole barn?
You're in a fucking barn.
The location is not what's troubling me.
And what it would take for 50 human beings to win is a level of communication that I don't think 50 human beings are capable of.
They all might be speaking different languages.
They're going to have to decide. All of us have to get the bear. Some people are going to get taken out.
Yeah, 50
that's all people are thinking about is that they might get taken out. The bar wins.
Yeah, 50 random people also. So, and look, above the age of 18, you're at least guaranteed two 90-plus-year-olds.
Everyone's just going to try to
I'm not going
Just law of averages. You could get four.
So the answer is the bear.
You guys say the bear. I actually disagree with you. I think it's the people, though, regardless. Because, look, I'm going to Alaska in a couple of
And you need
months.
this to be true.
I need this to be true. Well, so we're
we're
going to the salmon run. What that is, you watch all the bears eat the salmon, and the way they say it is, you can get pretty close to the bears, and they don't care about you because they're so full from all the salmon. They're just getting ready to hibernate. And they're just eating all this free salmon.
You're flying to Alaska to try to murder a bear?
that is correct. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But so I'm thinking 50 people. To make a bear full, you probably need, 3 people? That you could fill a bear. They'd be full by 3 people. So, 3 people, we just have to sacrifice 3 people for the bear to eat. Then the bear is pretty incapacitated, food coma, maybe even starting to hibernate. Then...
After 3 people?
You think?
I feel like a bear eats a lot.
I think you might be
3
right.
human beings?
I think you might...
What time of year is this, too?
Well, okay, this is getting too crazy. I think, and then by the time that you can start, eye gouging and
I like
and
where you're
doing all
going
that.
with this in terms of satiating the bear, but I don't think the bear would start hibernating because the people would still be attacking it. I don't think you guys are going to sit there and it's just going to be like this fucking happy thing where all the people are in one corner and the bear's chilling in the other, and you can sacrifice 3.
But I don't think the bear will be full. The bear will be too full to really.
Here's an idea.
Have a
To
speed.
fight back?
Yeah.
Here's an idea. A compound fracture in the
why?
fibia or tibula
Again,
of
not
a
enjoying
ripped
this.
off body part will get
Oh,
really
it's a
sharp.
weapon. Yes.
So someone could get somebody else's broken leg and stab the bear with it repeatedly, like in jail.
Very Walking Dead.
In jail.
Yeah.
Like a prison fucking
yeah.
fight, dude. Freaking stab 50 times really fucking quick in the side.
Yeah, bone shank.
Yeah, and then drop the shank to the guy behind you, and then just get in the chow line.
Yeah, if you're starting to get eaten, just toss your shank to the next guy.
Yep.
And just lateral it.
Someone's leg.
All right, this is getting gross. Ian Fitzgerald says, Gina, he just put that Gina posted a request to help with some of her dad's funeral expenses, so he put the link on there. So if anybody, Gina Grad, her dad passed away. She's been missing a lot of the Corolla show because she's been dealing with it pretty much by herself, especially financially. So there's a Fund Me account for funeral services.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to donate, just go to our Facebook group, look for Chase's post. He shared it, and you can donate. Ian Fitzgerald. Oh, sorry. Go to Ian's. Go to Ian's post. Chase put the bear post. Don't go to that one. Go to Ian's post for the funeral costs. Daniel Brown. He had a poll. What's the catchiest theme tune that you guys always listen to on a binge watch? He says, the order it goes for our listeners is Fresh Prince is number 1. The Fresh Prince song, which, I mean, yeah, everybody knows the lyrics. It's very catchy. The Office, number 2. Parks and Rec, number 3. Bosch, number 4.
Yeah, I saw that. I definitely listen to Parks and Rec and The Office when I'm binging. I don't skip over the intros.
Yeah, I like the Office and Parks and Rec. I love their theme songs. They're very good.
They're not exactly lyrics, though.
They're not lyrics, but they're pleasure. I find a lot of pleasure in it.
I was going to say one of my favorites has no lyrics, and as disappointed as I was by the final season's Game of Thrones intro, I'm watching that every time.
That's pretty good. I was going to say The Wire has a great song, Keep the Devil Way Down in the Hole.
Changes each season, though.
Changes the version of it. I always listen to it.
Yeah. The only one I will never skip is Law and Order.
That one's easy.
Yeah.
That one's pleasing as well.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Daniel Brown.
Wait.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, you're scared of the claw.
Oh, sorry, that was Daniel Brown. Jeez, I'm going to keep reading the same name twice. Stephen Conrad says, 1 pro tip for chapped lips, use lanolin cream.
You have to read all these.
For chapped lips, use...
Hey, this has no bearing to us because we don't live in winter.
Use well, other people do. This is just a.
They already know it. They already know it.
Use lanolin cream. Yes, that's a nipple cream, Dawson. Cheap and works better than any other thing you could buy, and that's the kind of comments we get on our Facebook group. So everybody's going to want to
call out Dawson there.
Oh no, he didn't. I did.
Oh.
I ad-libbed that, but let's see here. Eric Harvey says Easter's around the corner. So he asks, what's the worst Easter candy?
Every Easter candy. There is no good Easter candy. Easter candy is dog shit.
Chocolate is chocolate.
Peeps.
And that's good. But everything else, I agree with Gary.
Matt, what?
Cadbury egg is disgusting.
Love
man.
the Cadbury eggs. Cadbury eggs are delicious.
Sugar and food coloring. Just fucking sugar and food coloring.
I'm also going to say my wife bought those Robin's eggs, which are like little candy-coated malt balls in the shape of eggs. Well, not really balls. They're candy-coated malt eggs. Fucking delicious. They're so good. It's like crack candy.
Well, can I read the poll here?
Yeah.
Okay. Peeps at number 1 by a landslide.
Yeah, those are the worst, for sure.
Cadbury cream egg, number 2. Robin eggs, tied for number 2. Candy corn. Number 3.
I think somebody posted that he understood that it wasn't an Easter food, but the candy corn should just be reminded that it's inappropriate all year
Definitely
long.
got double digits in votes. So, and then jelly beans lead in or trailing. So I think the answer is what Gary and Dawson say. There is no good Easter candy. All Easter candies are gross. They're not appetizing. I hate the colors. I hate the flavors. I hate Matt.
Yeah,
it's the
do you
worst.
guys
Do not
remember
support the
Whoppers?
message. Yeah, that's what those
Is that
Robin,
an Easter candy?
That's what those Robin eggs taste like. They taste like
Okay.
Whoppers.
Yeah, I kind of like those.
Yeah, they're really good.
Then eat Whoppers, Dawson. Don't eat the candy coated.
Yeah, I'd eat the Whoppers.
To Dawson's point,
Whoppers are great.
I like a good jelly bean. Like if you go get like Jelly Bellies that are fresh,
There we
those are
go.
great. But every fucking jelly bean that you get in an Easter basket was definitely manufactured 4.6 years ago and held in a fucking like warehouse somewhere the whole time, aging so that they would break your teeth.
They're not fresh.
They're awful.
Yeah. All right. Stephanie Blaine says she saw the new Blockbuster documentary on Netflix. What'd you guys think? And what's Caelan's rating? We're going to save Caelan's rating. He did watch it, but he has a lot to unpack there, and we can't just give a rating willy-nilly to something like that. Did you? I really enjoyed it, though, personally.
I liked parts of it.
Yeah. I was like, a lot of Doug Benson in there, which I wasn't expecting.
A lot of
Definitely a lot
every
of Doug.
notorious stoner comedian / actor.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I think it was probably made by a comedian, right? Because there were like some, like, I thought really random people in there that were kind of...
I saw. I didn't see it, but when the picture of it came up on the Netflix, it had Kevin Smith there. Is it not a Kevin Smith picture?
No, he's just one of the.
He's just one of the
They
talking head,
They
yeah.
do a lot of nostalgia stuff, like
Okay.
we talked about on this show with different people. And
Yeah,
he's one of them.
I felt a little conflicted about it because on one hand I thought the documentary was way too long, and on the other hand, the four of us could all sit in a room talking about Blockbuster for fucking hours, and I'll be endlessly entertained by it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I was watching it.
Can we
and
get back to the nipple cream guy?
I was watching it, and everything they said, I was watching it, Jen. I'm like, we already talked about it on the Watercooler.
yeah,
we already
covered
went over
that.
that.
We covered
went
that.
over that.
Oh, our version of it was
Yeah,
extraordinarily long.
Yeah.
as Dawson can attest to.
I would say docuseries
Yeah.
that is still going on. All right, Leslie Hoffbauer.
Oh, we have the drop. Can we put Gary's drop?
No. Oh, Leslie Hopper. She just said she drove an hour to get Dots. Worth it, guys?
Girl.
Worth it?
No.
I don't think so.
Dots pretzels?
To drive an hour for them? I don't think so.
I agree with that. Yeah,
Although-
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're definitely
you
good.
can get them on Amazon.
Well, yeah, or
they will deliver them.
But I'm glad you finally got to taste them, Leslie. And yeah, Dots should be. Look, how many Dots bags have we sold already? Come on, Dots.
several.
Bark at Dots, everybody.
Bark at
Let's
Dots.
bark at Dots. All right, let's see. Oh, Liz Farias El Sasser says, "You guys are the best. I love the show. Thank you. When I was in college, I worked at the Puente Hills Mall, and during that time, they filmed the scenes for Back to the Future.
That's
cool.
pretty dope.
Yep.
And I've been to that mall pretty recently. I used to actually live in Whittier, which is not that far away.
Yeah, that was my childhood mall.
Yeah, and yeah, the parking lot, exactly the same. Like, I'll drive through it, and I just go, this is where it was. You look around. That's exactly the parking lot.
But which of the timelines did you live in? Was there 2 pines or 1 pine at the mall?
Oh, right. I think there's just one. I think I'm still in the original. All right, here we go. Luis Juarez says, after listening to Monday's Warzone chatter, I'd be afraid to play with Caelan with my 2 to 3 kill game average. Good thing he never accepted my friend request.
See, Caelan, I'm not the only asshole.
Wow, dude.
I know Lewis pretty well for crying out loud. Just a heads up. He actually sold me my PlayStation. I'm pretty sure I accepted his friend request.
He sold you the PlayStation and then was like, hey, can we connect on this thing I just got you? And you're like, no,
Nope.
man. Too busy.
Not interested.
Yeah, Ghost Protocol from Caelan. And he says, yes, 0 damage would automatically get you roasted if you played with me and my friends. I'm a little nervous to play Warzone now because the other day Gary sent me a picture of him playing the Rogue Company, the game I play, and it said Gary says love this game, and it says victory at the top, so he obviously won that round.
To be clear, I said this is pretty all right.
Yeah, this is pretty all right. And Caelan looks at it and he thinks it's Warzone. He just goes, no effing way. And I'm like, what? What? He can't play Warzone? He's like, no. It said victory on top. There's no way Gary would win a Warzone. and he was totally serious. He was totally serious. And I'm like, are you what are you talking about? It's like, and then Caelan, what did you say? How long did it take you to win one?
I started playing March last year, and I think I won my first game mid to late June.
Why would you play a game that takes you that long to win?
Because when you do finally win, it's quite an experience.
Chris, you don't ask a man who's just climbed Mount Everest why he climbed Mount Everest, all right?
Very true. Very true. Well, now it's discouraged me to play Caelan. I hope you're
Pretty
okay.
solid.
You were
Okay
so
with
into
that.
it before that?
I was
Although if you were doing
ready.
an interview with the guy who just climbed Mount Everest, I would think that one of the first questions you would ask is, so why? What was your motivation for climbing Mount Everest? But you're right.
It's a silly question to
Never
ask.
ask those questions.
All right, let's move on here. Mike Carey Walper, he just posted. He found. Remember how I put the challenge out that I was
MC
in
Dubs.
MC Dubs. I
Come
was
on,
in
buddy,
a
change it up.
I was in a Sum 41 music video.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
He found the screenshots and he posted them on there. So nice job, Mike. That was totally me. I remember I went there with my drummer Mikey Weiland. He's also in the screenshots, and he found both times I was in it. I thought he was just going to find one because it was well lit, but he found 2. One of them, I'm on Mikey's back, shirtless, doing the ultimate party face, which is the double shaka and the tongue out, shaking your head. All right.
Everyone knows if you see that, it's obviously an
Sign
incredible
on to that,
party.
dude. Double shaka.
And the tongue face.
Yeah.
Clearly.
No, the UPF it was a thing amongst our friends. Remember, I told you I used to get into movie theaters for free because we taught the security guard the UPF, and we had 25 people in our friends group. So he wouldn't remember us all by face, but if we walked by the glass door that he was guarding and we just slowly did a UPF, he's like, oh, he's one of us. Come on in, and he'd let us into the theater for free.
Now, this is a little bit of a callback. I'm doing a little math here. You doing the tongue stuck out thing. Is that why they called you the snake?
No,
That also part of it?
That was pre. This was pre-snake. The EPF was
Okay.
pre-snake. No, the snake has nothing to
PS.
do with my physical stature or nature. It's just really the trickery that I provide when I play games.
Strictly dodgeball related.
Yeah. Let's see. Andrew Foster asks, how do the guys have a whole segment on ringtones and no one brings up Matt's boom ringtone? I love that ringtone of Matt going boom. Actually for a text tone. And I remember there's this girl I know. Matt and Gary both know her now, Kelsey,
Sure.
who's our photographer friend. She's going to shoot the wedding that I'm supposedly going to have. She had the boom ringtone, and I didn't know she was like a listener. So I'm just hanging with her, and all of a sudden I just hear, boom, when she gets a text, and I'm just like, what? Why do you have that? And she looked kind of embarrassed about it, but it was either way, it was very endearing. John Rogers.
Jolly Rogers.
I didn't like this poll at all. What food makes for the best leftovers straight out of the fridge, still cold? Number 1.
Oh, Dawson getting undressed.
Yeah, Dawson's really into this one. Number 1, pizza.
Lasagna.
Oh, Caelan, do you think it's lasagna? Would you know?
If only I had some lasagna.
Dude. Hey, man, I
That
need to
would
get
be
these.
great.
These need to get like a good week solid freeze. And then they're freeze enough. Then I can transport.
All right,
Caelan, you're
fair
going to
enough.
heat that
It's a
lasagna.
delicate operation.
Does it get more
Guys, I'm so
frozen
sorry.
after a certain
I'm
It does.
so sorry. Just because he said a week, this was first brought up 1 week ago today while we were recording Watercooler.
They didn't get into the freezer until 3 days after they were made.
Caelan,
That's
Did
fair.
any
That's
fruit
fair.
flies fly out?
they will. Once you heat this thing up, you're going to see some fruit flies flying out
I
of
need
it.
to get these. I need to get these transportable.
All right. John Rogers. So the order for the poll is pizza's number 1, fried chicken number 2.
That's a weird one.
That's
That
a
is
good one, though. That's a good one, dude.
Cold fried chicken right out of the
fried
fridge?
chicken leg, super good.
Sounds good.
Caelan, how say you?
I don't think I've ever had a cold fried chicken leg.
I haven't.
Really? You never had the CFCL? All right. Beer is number 3. Come on, guys. Beer. And then enchiladas. I think enchiladas might be
Ooh.
pretty good.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, pizza is really the only one I
Yeah.
have a lot of experience with.
I also like Chinese food out of the.
I think
out
it's
of the
kind of what
fridge.
they meant with the fried chicken. Like, does orange chicken
Oh,
count?
ooh, orange chicken would be really good cold. Yeah. I mean, not really good, but it's acceptable. All right. Last 2. Joe Urbanek. He just said, don't mind my daughter's bed hair, but I think she got excited when Watercooler started, and it might have earned her a gift certificate to Patreon from the Easter Bunny. And he posted a picture of his daughter dancing to, and kind of like waking up to our theme song.
Yeah.
Vibing.
It was awesome.
By Casey
cute.
Peters. Yeah.
Really cute.
I really enjoyed watching that video, and I liked seeing the reactions of people first hearing our song.
And it's a perfect time to remind everybody of our regular fan challenge of surprising your child. This is Easter time. This is a perfect opportunity. Have the Easter Bunny deliver your child a year-long subscription to our Patreon feed. Put it in a little plastic Easter egg, and then tape their reaction and send it to us.
Yeah.
Pay for the year in advance and cancel anytime.
Except for the last part.
Or no.
The
Yeah.
last part.
Yeah, well,
Just subscribe forever.
we did something.
That'd be pretty cool.
All right, and lastly, I know we got a lot of comments here, but thanks to everybody for writing in. Mike J. Nilsson, he just goes, I know we are pro puppy here. Woof, woof. But are we also pro kitten? Meow, meow.
100%.
Hell yeah, we're pro. I freaking love cats, man.
I tried to post a picture of my cat in the comments of that, and I don't think it got through.
Oh, well, I love cats. So, Caelan, you like cats?
They're pretty all right.
See? Caelan, that means that's high praise from
Seriously.
Caelan. Doss?
Yeah, I grew up with cats. I love
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah.
Being pro puppy means you are pro kitty.
Yeah. Cats are just, I love cats. They're great species. All right, and that'll do it for the comments. Thanks again.
Great species.
I don't know what else to say. Great
Yeah,
animal.
you did it
great-
right. You did it right.
Is it just too weird saying that cat
was
is a
a little weird.
species?
I think it's a genus.
That's true. Great genus.
Cats are an awesome genus. Yes, cats. I love.
You sure it's not a
cats.
file?
It's one of
I don't know what that means.
It's another.
it's like a
ranking of animals.
subdivision.
I could have followed that math, but I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, cat's one of my favorite genuses.
I peaked at genus.
Yeah, I'm very impressed.
All right, well, that will do it for the comments. Thanks again for writing in. Do you guys want to finish off with some Chez Fondiler and we can get out of here?
I mean, I do, but last time we started at 50 minutes, you got a little upset with me. So,
Oh, please, let's get into it. Shall we?
oh no!
What type of foods might we hear of today? What might be the price? What might be the venue? So let's find out. It's time for Gary to say, hey, Matt.
It's on the menu.
Well, Gary, you know what's on the menu.
I do, but that's the song.
Dang. Dude,
Off to a
Dawson.
great start.
Dawson, they rehearsed that for an hour before the show.
No,
they nailed it, though. You guys nailed it.
So,
I saw them
two,
feeding lines to each other. Yeah.
two of both of our closest friends and former roommates were celebrating birthday and just general camaraderie and friendship and laughter. So we all got together this past weekend, and we decided to dine like gentlemen. And we went to a spectacular restaurant in Manhattan Beach called the Strand House. And as I mentioned, there are two different people who had birthdays within like a couple weeks of when we were going to get together. And as has been discussed on this very program, there's no reason not to call the restaurant ahead of time. Let them know you got some birthdays. You're going to get a good seat, and maybe you're going to get some free dessert, too.
Yeah, I heard Gary making this call. Like, hey, we have a couple birthdays at our table. And I look at Matt, and my first question is he lying? Because I know you, Matt. Is he lying?
There are 2 legitimate birthdays within 2 weeks of the night we dined.
Yeah.
Now, something happened that's never happened before. We get to the restaurant, and the birthday boy is the one who checks us into the restaurant. We're all just waiting outside. We find out at the end of the meal that the hostess said to the birthday boy, hey, I hear there's some birthdays in your party. And he went, nope. He fucking shut it down without any of us knowing.
That's a power move.
I guess. I mean, we got a great table, but I was expecting those desserts to be on the house, and they were on the bill.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, the restaurant, eating inside of a restaurant was magical. I would say the restaurant was definitely more than 25% full.
Yes.
Did they have a door that transported you to another room?
Absolutely, dude. We were transported to another place. We really were.
The desserts being a part of the bill rather than being on the house is not really the best analogy, because there is a cost if you get them on the house, and that's typically a candle with a birthday song and attention drawn
Sure.
to you.
Yeah, and that's what this gentleman did not want.
Yeah, so
However, Matt and I, who are not going to be the focus of the attention,
Right.
but we're going to be paying a large portion of the bill.
But exactly. Yeah, so so I see why he opted out from the birthday thing. But I have a question for you guys before we get back into Shay. When that happens, another table gets saying happy birthday, do you guys clap
Oh, yeah.
from your table?
Oh, yeah, dude, I'll start singing.
Take a towel, do the victory lap, you know?
Yeah.
Matt starts videotaping.
That's all right. You never know.
I'm also a clapper. I always clap whenever there's a birthday by our table. What about you, Caelan?
Like Dawson said, if I have enough drinks in me, I'll just start singing along
Yeah.
with it.
Let's go. Somebody's fucking birthday.
All right,
Let's
great,
do it.
great. I like it. All right, go ahead, Matt.
So this, again, was a very nice restaurant with an extensive cocktail menu. And so you can imagine
Oh, my gosh.
the damage I was prepared to do.
Yeah.
But I'm surrounded by
That's why you
three
were
of
begging
my...
for free dessert.
That's right,
You
exactly.
just show them the cocktail menu and like, I'll take the suicide. Just a little bit of everything in one glass.
Right. But I got 3 friends that are going to order fucking vodka on the rocks, whiskey. Like, just, you got a martini, I think.
I got a vodka martini, and the other 2 guys are going to drink scotch, probably.
So
It's
what am
gonna
I
be very
supposed to say?
basic.
Am I allowed to order?
So Matt's too
the
embarrassed to
big,
order the bearded
floofy
pirate.
Mai Tai? Because that, I wanted to.
Yeah, I'll take the
course.
blueberry raspberry mojito, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the
me
worst
you
is
did. Tell
they
me you
give them
did.
like crazy names. So there was one called like the Empress, and I was so tempted, so tempted.
But if you say that at this particular table, you become the focus for
That's
the next
it.
10 minutes.
That's it. So instead, I reserved myself, and I got the maple old fashioned, which was made with bourbon.
Which, by the way, maple was like almost a bridge too far.
Yeah,
We gave
totally.
a little shit for that.
Bourbon,
You can't
maple,
fuck with the classics.
apple cider, orange bitters, and then a little slice of a dried apple that was dusted with cinnamon. And it would kind of soak in
There's
the bourbon.
like 4 ingredients that don't need to be there.
Oh, it was amazing. I loved it. You had a sip of it, right? Someone took a sip of it.
I did not.
Maybe
I'm
I
not into
imagined that.
maple in my drinks.
No.
You offered, but I.
Yeah, I don't
That
know
was the
why.
blackout,
It's not
Matt.
appetizing to me. Me and Caelan, we don't like
I'm
maple
not
in our
into
drinks.
maple on anything.
See, I told you.
Sure.
When parts of your drink just start to slip away and you don't have no recollection of it, that's the blackout.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I did myself a disservice by not ordering the Empress, but perhaps next time. Appetizers split for the table. These were ordered by the birthday boy. Yellowtail crudo,
Fine.
Crudo.
served with avocado, pickled
Crudo and
onions, crudo.
I love pickled onions.
Sure.
Me and Caelan love pickled onions.
I do too.
Dude, put some
I do
pickled
love pickled
onions, some
onion.
crudo,
I
and
can
cotto
speak
together,
for that.
man.
It was great. And then I think because they'd been there before, they knew that some of these dishes were worth ordering. So they also got the potato gnocchi with Italian sausage, broccolini, and chili flakes. And it was absolutely incredible. Now, there was a third appetizer, but it's one that Gary ordered for himself and then was gracious enough to share with the table. Gary?
Well, French onion soup you don't traditionally do as a shared thing.
Did you get one bowl, 4 spoons?
Yeah, I got one bowl,
Tight.
and this place was obviously well run, so they only brought 1 spoon because I made it sound like I was going to be the only one eating it, so we had to have them bring more.
Oh, you should got 4 straws, and you guys are all kind of like how some of those tiki bars have those fish bowls.
Yeah.
French onion fish bowl.
Yep. Now, some people may recall that French onion soup was a finalist in the that Super
The
Bowl.
basic broth
Super Bowl
bracket.
It did not win, But to be fair, clam chowder was not on the menu, so I completely agreed with Gary's choice, and we enjoyed a lot of it. Now, for my entree, I had the salmon. It had horseradish and chive mashed potatoes. It's kind of give you a little bit of that nose burn, but then still oniony potatoes. Absolutely delicious.
Horseradish
Green
is
beans.
awesome. Kayla and I love horseradish.
Fucking hate horseradish.
Damn it.
Do you really?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Actually, I'm just remembering, too, we also did oysters, which I am not a person who enjoys oysters.
I will get down with some oysters.
And
horseradish, yeah.
it was suggested to me, just put a bunch of horseradish on it, and that's what I did, and it was spectacular.
It is spectacular.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't like oysters initially. I think you do like oysters, you just didn't know.
I mean, that was probably the 7th or 8th time that I've had it. I've given it many, many tries.
I don't think drowning oysters in horseradish qualifies as you liking oysters, but I do think you
It
like
was a start. Gary, what did you get?
For my entree?
That's right.
I got a pizza. By the time we were finished with this gnocchi,
I had a personal Pizza Hut pan pizza delivered to the restaurant.
that's exactly right. I'll let it breathe. No, frankly, by the time we were done with the appetizers, which there were a lot of, I was really full. I was already good, and they had a prosciutto pizza that was like really pretty fancy, and it ended up being delicious.
Pizza's my favorite food. I didn't mean to laugh as hard.
No, it's okay.
Now, before I get into the dessert, I would be remiss to not point out one other strange thing about this restaurant, which were the bathrooms. Now, the toilet area, no real qualms with it.
Yeah, toilet.
Pretty fine.
They had a toilet there. Toilet area.
Okay.
It's called a bathroom.
Hold on a second.
A lot of people call it a bathroom.
Toilet area.
Some people call it a toilet area.
He's got to break it down, though.
Some people call it toilet land.
Great bathroom, but awful toilet area.
Quite the contrary. Toilet area was good.
The toilet land was just fine.
Satisfactory.
Sinkville, however, a little odd. Now, much like
Was the mayor of Sinkville there waiting for your tips,
thankfully,
handing
no.
you towels?
Thank God.
Good.
Although in this case, maybe it would have helped.
That may
Yes.
be the best thing from COVID, though, is they can no longer put a dude in the bathroom that you just feel bad if you don't give him $1 when he hands you a paper towel that could be in a machine.
Now, this particular sink had 3 spigots per bowl. Right?
No.
Now, I don't know why, but my instinct was to go for the one to the right. Probably because that's where the cold water nozzle is. If you're driving a car, you use the gases on the right. I put my hands.
Wait. What
I'm
does
just
that
saying,
have to
go
do
to the
with
right,
the
go to the
water?
right.
All right,
That's what I do.
Matt's describing it a little bit weird. In reality, there's only one spigot that's like U-shaped, but it goes around the entire sink, and there's 3 little zones. And if you put your hand under one of the zones, then presumably water's going to come out.
I see.
It's like all touch activated.
Only that's not what happens. When I put my hand under the far right sensor, a giant air dryer started just blowing.
Oh.
And then I realized the one on the left is soap, or was it even?
Yep,
okay,
it was.
so soap and then water and then the dryer.
But it also, which in theory sounds fine if you can label it in such a way where somebody who's glancing at it for the first time because they don't live in this fucking restaurant can figure out how it works. But it was not well labeled, and the sensors were shit. They didn't really work if you put your hands underneath them.
Yeah, well, if you read from left to right, it makes sense.
My people
Yeah, I
don't.
know, but Matt
My
went right to
people do
left.
not.
Just like his people.
This is in the toilet area.
No, it's in Sinkville.
Oh, and
Sinkville.
Next to Toiletland.
right.
Now we get to the desserts, which again, I'm a
This is where you win a podcast award.
Now we're going back to Tableville.
Matt, you did the equivalent of like taking a shit mid-meal. Like you took it to the bathroom and like hung out in the bathroom for a while.
Yep. Did I tell you there were cakes in the urinal? Because
I'm still not ready to eat again.
After 3 maple old fashions, you got to take a bathroom break.
That's true.
for desserts. Now, remember, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, this is free, baby. We may as well do the wheel here.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Win in Rome.
We have 2 birthdays.
2 birthdays, so we got to get 2 different desserts.
Yeah.
Now, the one that Gary said out loud was some sort of like chocolate hazelnut amazingness. It sounded fucking incredible, but that's not what the birthday boys wanted. So that is not what we got.
True.
One ordered the Meijer Lemon Dolce, which is a lemon mascarpone with a raspberry foam, raspberry sauce all over it. Thyme.
Caelan, I
Question
love
mark?
Meijer lemons, by the way.
I do like lemons.
Oh, you do? Well,
It's like a sweeter
It was
lemon.
absolutely delicious. And then
Slightly.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd like it.
Maybe not.
I don't see why you wouldn't like it.
You'd like
doesn't
it,
like
Caelan.
Is it still
Sweets.
sour?
It had a little bit of sour in it. That's what makes it beautiful. You do the sweet and the sour together.
Caelan used to
I don't
drink
need the sweet.
like for his
And you're not a fan of the sour.
for Caelan's like beverage. He used to, what was it? It
It was lemon juice, just pure.
Yeah.
squeezed
What did you
lemons.
drink?
It was water, and I would just empty. I would just squeeze like a lemon into it.
Yeah, and then Caelan's like, man, I think it's starting to give me canker sores. And he'd pull out his lip, and it was just his whole entire mouth was just a big canker sore all inside of it from the acid of the lemon.
I had to stop drinking it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
got
what she
better,
was
right?
drinking.
You
Yeah,
were right.
Yeah, that was the issue.
That's
and
so
I'm,
That had
I'm
to have been
sad
it.
that I can't do it anymore. I really enjoyed that.
The second dessert, since we're going from Caelan's bleeding mouth, they had a flight, but instead of a flight of beers, it was a flight of donuts. 5 donuts.
5 donuts.
Vanilla bean, chocolate crunch, s'mores, caramel, and chai crumble.
Is it caramel or caramel?
question.
I think it's
Great question.
caramel
Or
if it's a
caramel.
noun, but caramel if it's an adjective. That's the way I use it.
What's the-
like caramel apple, or that's
Oh.
filled with caramel.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
That's good. That's good.
Now,
way
at this
way to ride
point-
that fence.
As Gary pointed out, I was 3 maple old fashions deep, so pretty much whatever dessert arrived,
You
I
didn't
was going
switch
to
it up,
enjoy.
dude. You found
No.
something you really liked,
Yep.
and you fucking went for it.
Well, there's something to just raising the glass.
So, whole another round type thing.
Yeah, give me
That's
another.
a lot easier than...
No, I want an
Let me-
Empress this
let me have
time.
the Empress.
That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought all 5 donuts were delicious, but again, by this point in the meal,
You ate all 5 donuts?
no one else did, just me. No, of course, everyone took a bite of all of them. And there's 5 guys, so it was the equivalent of having 1 donut each,
Yeah.
in addition to all the other food we ate.
There were
Yeah.
4 guys, unless Matt's imaginary friend came.
I was wondering who I was talking to. Anyway, I feel like we set out to accomplish a goal, which was to dine like gentlemen, and we did, and it
Yeah.
was amazing. And that's what's on the menu.
All right, sounds like a delicious meal.
That's great.
Strand House. I will check it out. Huh? Mm-hmm.
Get the pizza.
I will get the pizza.
You should.
All right, and I think that will do it for Watercooler. I want to remind everybody to subscribe to our Patreon. We were going to get into a story from Dawson because he's going through a little bit of a conundrum right now, but we'll hear about it during the Patreon episode. 'Cause
I
it's-
will not be here for the Patreon episode.
Oh, because
That's
part
one
of the
thing I needed
conundrum.
to tell you. We got a video shoot.
All right. Well, okay. Well,
I'll miss that one. Caelan will get extra mic time to make up for next week.
yeah. We'll still have the best show ever. So, all right. Well, anyway,
Best show you guys have ever done.
I can already tell it will be. Let's get our plugs in, and I'll start with Caelan Biehn. So,
Oh, don't worry about me.
all right.
You definitely seem like you have more energy now than you did at the start of the show, so I think
It's the laughter and camaraderie that has brought my spirits up.
the mirth.
Yes.
Yeah, can we cut that audio clip and use it as an ad? It's the laughter and camaraderie that has brought my spirits up. Thanks, Caelan. I feel revitalized every time I do this show too. Like because we always do it at the end of the day, at the end of the workday. We're kind of burnt, but it's nice, and yeah, it totally wakes me up too. So I feel you, Gary.
I guess don't worry about me either.
Don't worry about Gary.
Chunk nibbles, I guess?
Chunk nibble.
Chunk
Oh
nibbles.
yeah.
Nibbles. To get the new flavors out yet?
Don't know. I know he's been doing QVC a lot, but I don't think the new flavors have launched officially.
Their new packaging is fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah. The fact that they switched over to now they have like a little basically snack size packet that makes you stop. It's like 2 ounces or something, but it's like enough to eat if you're a little hungry. But the problem with Chunk Nibbles is you have a big bag, you just eat until it's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Well, and just the freshness of
Yeah,
it. They
exactly.
keep it going. It's really
Oh,
good.
very true. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I like those little bite-sized packages. I don't feel as much of an asshole when I hit the bottom.
Same.
Matt.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondiler, and I noticed that iTunes did like a dump of pretty much all of the old Watercooler episodes. So if you're a relatively new listener, I feel like you could jump back and listen to a bunch of old fucking episodes and like catch up. There's a lot to listen to and get our download numbers up.
Yeah.
Was that a bad idea? Should I
No.
not?
No, here's the
bad,
thing,
yeah,
Matt.
I don't know.
I'm very frustrated here because I love
be
your
mad at me.
suggestion, but you're a podcast industry member and
Yeah.
you've been working in 11 years, and iTunes isn't a thing.
Oh, the
Apple
what I
Podcast.
meant. The podcast app.
Is there a
That was
way we
pretty
can do
elitist.
this?
That was pretty elitist from Gary.
It was.
Yeah, I know. I'm a nerd. What do you want?
Is there a way where you can play episodes all in order? So if like we had our listeners just play our episodes, mute, go to sleep, it would just play throughout the night on their computers.
Sure.
And then they wake up and
You trying to pump up our numbers, Chris?
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just let it run, baby.
Let it run. Because look, the more popular the show gets, the more it gets promoted, and then more people find us. And as we said, we want to grow this community because we think a lot of people could use a show like this. It's I think it's fun, and I think it helps people. Weirdly, I don't know why. I haven't figured out the science of it, but judging from the comments that we get and the comments and the people that we talk to about it, it seems to help people. And I don't know. It's cool.
Yep.
Dawson, subject.
I gotta say that my plug is for our dearest Gina Grad. Lost her father, devastating, and she's daddy's girl.
Yeah,
and
for sure,
I totally feel for her. She's going to come back and do the news. I think on Wednesday. I got to do it one more day. Her job is incredibly fucking difficult, and I'm looking forward to not having to do it anymore. Gina's dealing with, we talked about it at the top of the show. If you got $10, give it to. It costs a lot of money to have a funeral.
Yeah,
and she shouldn't have to cut any corners. And knowing Gina, she's probably going to raise a ton of money. And knowing Gina, she's going to turn that around to another charity.
Yeah.
So no matter you're not going to end up paying for a Gina to take a vacation. She wouldn't do that shit.
No.
It'll get turned around and put back into the community.
I heard
follow at Gina Grad and see what you can do, please.
Yeah, someone actually asked her that, and I heard somehow that if she does get spillover from the fund that she has online, that she'll turn it into like a broadcasting award under her father's name, like a charity or something like that. So
I love it.
Idea.
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
So I'm all for that. And also, kind of on the same through line is that our good friend Ozzy passed away over the weekend. And look, we talked about it on the Adam Carolla show. He was really just the nicest guy in the world. And, if anybody even who listening to my voice right now has even heard of him, I'm sure you know and have heard just what a positive guy that was and what a great impact he's had on everybody's lives that he's touched. So we miss him dearly. And, I guess just hug your friends and let the people you love know that you love them. And I love you guys.
Love you too, bro.
All right.
Said.
That'll do it for the water cooler. We will see you for Patreon later this week. We love you.